All right, this is it. This is the one. I'm DJ Paradise. Welcome to my channel, The Freelance. See, I'm already messing up. First thing, man. All right, The Freelance Hustle. Welcome to my channel. I got a couple things I want to talk about. That's not what I want to do, but it's all good. We'll edit that part out. I'm probably not going to. This is my first video, so if I mess up, I apologize. I got everything though. I listen to the YouTube videos, get the lighting, the camera, the mic. I got my little mic right here. I don't know if you see it. Hey, you know, it should be good. All right, so this is what I want to talk about. My channel is pretty much, it's going to be my channel. This channel is for you guys, the freelance, the future freelancers of America. We, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are becoming freelancers. Me, myself, I'm a DJ freelance. I DJ all over the place. I don't just work at one club. I'm all over. So there's a lot of jobs that are like that, freelance jobs. You know what I mean? From barbers to, you know, makeup artists to photographers, videographers, you know, freelance. But we'll get into that, what a freelancer is. I'm just going to talk today about what I'm an expert at, and that's DJing. Just because I want to get my first video out the way. I don't want any excuses. Let me just get one out the way, talk about some stuff I learned. So this video is going to be 10 things I learned while being a professional DJ in Las Vegas. 10 things. Let's get into it. Number one is social media is king. Social media is like the most important thing when it comes to marketing yourself. You could have a website, that's cool. Like it's good to have a website, and it depends on what type of freelancing you do. If you're, you know, a photographer, that might be a little bit more important. But as a DJ, you know, in Las Vegas, you know, they're not really looking at your website. They're looking at your social media first and foremost. Like there was one time when I gave my card to this guy who booked at the club. He was like the music director. I gave him my card. About like 10 minutes later, I like looked and I saw him. He was actually on his phone looking at my Instagram, and I was like, oh man, like fuck, that last photo I probably shouldn't have posted. You know, like how good of a DJ do I look from this? You know, this is from my Instagram. So I'd say like social media is king, definitely when it comes to Instagram, because like that's like a history of what you do. That's almost like your resume. You know what I mean? They'll look at that like, oh, what does this guy do? How many followers you have? It all matters. It's all like really important to DJs these days, or, you know, people that are booking DJs, because when they go to book you, they want the most value for their money. You know what I mean? If you have 100 followers, why should they book you at this club that's some like super huge nightclub? You know, there's no point. Like you're not even a draw, you know? So that's why they pay big money to these big names like Tiesto and Calvin Harris and all these, you know, top flight rock star DJs, because they're going to bring in a crowd. Are you going to bring in a crowd when you have 100 followers? Probably not. You know what I mean? You might bring a couple people, but, and it's not just about that. It's about what your name is, how much reputation you have. All of that's important. So, yeah, that's number one. Social media is king, not just Instagram, everything. You have to be on all social media platforms. You know, Snapchat, Twitter. It's hard to focus on all of them. It really is. And that's like one thing that's really important, is being able to kind of balance that. Like me, myself personally, I don't focus on Twitter as much as I should. You know, I don't know how many followers I have on Instagram, a few thousand, but I only have like 600 or 700 followers on Twitter. So, you know, maybe I should get on that more. I don't know, but balancing it is tough. It's something that you really need to work on. So that's number one. Social media is king. Make sure your social media is on point. I'm going to do videos later on about social media, but we'll get into that. Number two, in Vegas, as being a DJ in Vegas, and I'm sure this has to do with a lot of other professions, like freelance professions, is it's really important to just show up and be around. And what I mean by that is like you have to show face. You have to be on the nights when you're not out. Like right now, I'm recording this on a Tuesday night. I'm going to go out to a couple of clubs. There's like 2 clubs that are open. I'm going to go to both of those clubs tonight, even though I'm not working. Personally, I'm going to go to those clubs. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be talking with other DJs. And the reason why that's important is it's not necessarily like every night you're going to get another gig by going out and like meeting someone. But what it is you're staying important, you're staying relevant, you're staying seen. People are always seeing you. They're like, okay, this guy's around, this guy's in the scene. Like he's a person that we might consider, the booking manager might be like, oh, I've seen you around, you know what I mean? Or whereas if they've never seen you before, why would they book you? So that's like a thing. A prime example of this was one of the places where I DJ at now, SLS. Like the first time I got a gig there, it was because I was out on a Tuesday at this club High. This one DJ was like talking to me. We were like chit chatting, talking about events, and he was talking about corporate events and this and that. And then maybe about 3 days later, he got booked for an event there, and he couldn't do it. And he was like, "Yo, so who did he hit up?" He hit me up. Would he have hit me up if I wasn't there like a couple nights before talking to him about that? Maybe not, because I hadn't seen him for maybe 3 months before that. But because right place, right time, I was talking to him, I was fresh on his mind. So that's the point of, I was fresh on his mind. He hit me up, "Yo, can you do this gig?" And I've had that residency since for like 3 years now. So that's something that's important, is like you want to always just be fresh on people's minds. That's the main point of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, number 3, which was supposed to be number 2, but whatever, it's all good. You need to have a press kit. Now, this is the reason why this was supposed to be number 2, is because I said social media was king, but you always want to have a press kit. So when you give out your card, usually someone's going to be like, "Oh, shoot me an email with your press kit or your media kit or whatever." And I'm sure goes, a lot of freelancers have this. Like, it's not like we have regular resumes like a normal job where you have like your picture and like resume and your number. No, your resume is your media kit or your press kit. If you're a photographer, I'm sure you have like a press, like, this is where I've done. For DJs, it's like, these are the clubs I've been at, these are the other places that I've done, these are the residencies that I've held. It'll have like some pictures on there. It'll have links to your SoundCloud page, your Mixcloud, whatever. It'll have links to your social media, your Instagram, Twitter. I even recommend having the Snapchat little QR code, the little thing with the dots and the little ghost. You want that so they can just easily, everyone got smartphones these days, so that's like a really cool thing. These lights are getting really hot. I'm just gonna, whatever. Number 4, always have a stack of business cards on you at all times. You want business cards no matter what. Like, if you leave the house, you want business cards on you. I leave a stack in my car. I have one in both of the backpacks that I use. No matter what, it's almost like when I put some in my wallet. When I grab my wallet, I throw a stack. I also bring a stack, especially if I know I'm going to a place where there's going to be a lot of DJs. You always want business cards. That's the worst feeling, is when you meet someone and they're like, "Oh yeah, do you have a card?" And you're like, and then you're like looking through your wallet and you like keep looking at my wallet, be like, no. And then they're like, "Oh, okay." Then they don't think you're that serious. You know what I mean? Now, sometimes you do run out of cards, and that's a good problem to have. Like, "Oh, I already gave out like 10 cards tonight. I'm sorry, I don't have any." But that happens. But that's a good problem to run into. But you want to at least have cards, like a stack, like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want a stack of cards at all times. These cards that I have, I've been using them for a while. They're actually not that good, because I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know if you can see that, but the dark on dark, it looks cool in a bright setting, but in a nightclub scene, when I'm handing these out, it's like, "Oh, what?" And then they can't really see. At least there's white on the other side, but white on the other side. But I'm actually looking to get new business cards. I'm gonna do a episode on business cards later in my channel, so follow me, so you can see that. But I'm going to get business cards made, some new ones soon. They're actually going to have like a little USB drive that pops out of them. They're pretty expensive, but they're kind of like maybe as thick as like this, like a few cards, and it has like a little USB thumb drive that pops out. And I'm going to have that, boom, so it can have my media kit already on there, some mixes, sample stuff, pictures, whatever. Boom, they can just stick it in their computer. That'll be really cool. So that's something that I'm looking to do in the future. But no, I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. Business cards, very important. Number 5. So I was telling you need to be out there. You need to like show face, be at clubs all the time, like talking with people, talking to other DJs, networking. That's important. How are you going to get in the club? Sometimes it's tough. You know, securities be like an asshole at the door, don't want to let you in. So one thing that's very important is you want to make friends with security and the host. So one thing that I always do, stack of cards, have them right here. When you walk in the club, you know, usually it works out for me. I walk in by myself. So, you know, they know I'm not there to party, I'm there business. Usually you want to dress well, and that's with any freelance job. You always want to look professional. You don't necessarily need to wear a suit and all that, you know, depending on your profession, but you want to look like you're here for business, not like look like I'm here to just party. You want to be dressed well, fashionable, but so they'll let you in the club. But I always give a card to the host. The host is like, oh yeah, man, it's nice to meet you. Oh, where do you DJ? And then they start talking with you. You want to kind of like remember their names, take their card. Usually they'll give you a card too, and they'll be like, oh, you know, like send me some people. And then you could always be like, oh, you know, I have people that come in from town all the time, or I know a group of people, I got a birthday, boom. So they're helping you out. They're going to let you in the club. And now, you know, if something happens, you can send them someone if they want to go to that club. You don't necessarily have to, but at least like give them that feeling, and you want to talk to them. And then next time you come to the club, try and go to that same guy, and then you'll start to build rapport with him. Like be like that same guy or girl, whatever, security person, bouncer, or host. They'll let you in the club. That's a good thing. Now you're breezing past the lines. You don't have to deal with like, oh, how can I get in? That's a pain. When I first started, I didn't really like dealing with that, trying to get in the club, trying to call the DJ like, yo, I can't get in, you know. So that's always good. Make sure you're friends with the bouncer. Boom. Security, host, have cards on you. Number 6, hey, you want to make sure you get like a mentor DJ or a mentor in whatever your field is. If you're a photographer, you want a mentor photographer, someone that's at a level that's higher than you. And not necessarily, you don't need to go, if you're a photographer, you don't need to go to fucking Peter Lick or whatever his name is, a top flight dude. You just need someone that's at a higher level than you so that they can teach you something, you know what I mean? And from there, what you can do is you can go, it's kind of like getting a mentor is something that it usually just happens, but if you're on the lookout for it, you can guide it towards happening. You know what I mean? When I first started, I made friends with this dude, Wellman, Ryan, DJ Wellman. Follow him right here. I don't know. I've never done. That's my first time there. I'm gonna put a link there. DJ Wellman, he's dope. Wellman, that's my homie now. You know what I mean? He's like local, but he's like my mentor. I ask him questions. If I need a mix made, I'll talk to him. If I have some questions about something, he'll like help me out. Another guy was DJ Conflict. He's the man. He lives all the way in Miami, so our relationship's a little different, but you know what I mean? He's like one of the best DJs I know, you know what I mean? So I go to him if I have questions, and it's pretty cool. Like I say, when the fact that I know him, I feel like that's like you being a basketball player and being able to just like hit up Michael Jordan whenever you want and like ask him like, oh, how's my jump shot looking? You know, send him a video. So it's kind of cool. So DJ Conflict, he'll be linked right here. He's the man. He's my favorite DJ. Yeah, Wellman's cool too, but you know, I'm better than both of them. Make sure you want to get a mentor. They're going to help you out, show you the ropes. You can learn from their mistakes. They're going to make sure that you progress faster. And then you also want to be able to help them out. A good thing about being a DJ or having a mentor DJ is, you know, they might let you in the club with them. You know, if they have to use the bathroom, they might let you jump on the decks for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's all around good. You always want to network, be around good people, find you a good mentor. Yeah. Number 7, going with having a mentor DJ, you definitely want to do this. When you're going to a club and you want to meet the person who's booking the DJs, if you can't get this to happen, it's okay. Just walk up to them, introduce yourself, and make it happen. But what's even better is if you can get the person who's currently DJing, like that current DJ, especially if he's your mentor DJ, he'll probably be willing to do it, to introduce you to the club guys. So the person who's booking the DJ has DJs hitting him up all the time, left and right. Email, calls, text, introducing themselves in person. So that's happening all the time. So if you can get introduced by the person who's currently DJing, so clearly they have a trust with that person. So if that DJ can introduce you to him and be like, oh, this is my friend, he's a DJ so-and-so, that's good for you, because now they're going to be like, oh, okay, I have some rapport with him. So if he's with him, like, he must be all right, at least. You know what I mean? So now you have a little bit of rapport with that guy. Now, when you give him your business card that has a flash drive on it and he listens to it, he's going to be like, okay, this guy is good. He's good. I give him a chance. I give him a shot. Yeah. So see if you can do that. That's an important thing. And for other other freelancers that aren't DJs, I don't know, that introduction is important. So try and see if you can get introduced by someone, especially if it's someone that's always people are always hitting them up looking for a job or a gig or whatever. Important. There it is. Number 8. Remember people's names. Remember people's names. Let me tell you to you like this. The host, the bouncer at the front of the club, the host, whatever, when you remember his name, you like walk up to him again. Maybe he don't remember your name, but he'll probably remember your face. So you walk in and be like, hey, yo, Kevin, what's up? He'll be like, the next time he'll probably try and remember your name. He might ask you like, oh, what's your name again? Whatever. But now that's like a thing that's memorable. Like nobody knows his name all night and some dude walks up and he's like, oh man, I remember that guy. And he remember my name. He's going to remember you. He might remember you next time just because you remember his name. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's that dude who remember my name. And now he like knows. Now you have another like thing in his head. Like when he sees you next time, he might either try and remember your name or he's going to be like, at least now he knows you next time. So yeah, important. Remember people's names. Tip for that. Everyone has a phone. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't show you right now. I go to the Notes app, and I'll put the place. Say I'm at Club One Oak. I'll put One Oak, host at the front, Kevin. Boom, you know what I mean? Or maybe something little to describe him. White guy, 5'2", whatever, you know, whatever. That's whatever. Whatever works for you to remember people's names. I'm not really that good at remembering people's names, but people like when you remember their name. And it kind of surprises them because a lot of people forget names these days. I'm one of them, very guilty of that. So if you can remember their name, it'll give them something. Number 9. This is probably more towards nightlife people and club people, DJs. I don't know how this works with other freelancers, but my rule number 9 is don't go to the club and get drunk. Don't get drunk at the club you're trying to work at. Don't do it. That's stupid. Let me tell you why. There's lots of DJs and like, yeah, you're in the club, you're in the nightclub scene, you're usually going to get some free drink tickets or whatever just because you know some people and you're in the DJ booth hanging out, whatever. Don't get drunk. If you know your limits, you know, you can have a beer, maybe 2. If the guy who's booking the DJ is having a shot, maybe a shot. But that's it. Don't get drunk at the club. You don't want to be that annoying dude. They're not going to book you. You especially don't want to get in a fight. I actually recommend that you don't drink at all, but this is probably, you know what I mean? I don't really drink at the club because I'm there for business. They'll know you're there for business when like everyone's drinking around you and you serious, you focusing, you watching the DJ, you're networking with other DJs, you're talking to the booking manager, you're talking to the host. That's what you're there for. You're not there to party and get fucked up. Come on now. Damn, I need a drink right now. My last tip, practice. 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 You want to practice, you want to be good, you do all this work, try and get your chance. I've done this before. You get your chance and you fucking blow it. Don't do that. You want to practice, you want to be good, you want to make sure you're on point all the time. So always be practicing, always be studying your craft, sharpen the knife, as they say. I think that's like in the 7 habits of, I'll link the book here. Sharpen the knife. You want to sharpen the knife. Always, you always want to be good. Make sure you're on point with the music, you know, as a DJ, as a photographer, whatever. Make sure you're studying your craft. Make sure you're good, because all of this doesn't matter if they listen to your mix and it's crap. If you get your first opportunity and you're whack, you know what I mean? You want to be on point. So always be practicing no matter what, putting in those time, putting in the hours to get as good as you can at what you're doing. So those are my 10 tips for you guys. I'm DJ Paradise. This is the Freelance Hustle. Subscribe. Is that on this side or this side? Probably. I'm trying to imagine. I'm gonna say this side, but it's probably not. It's probably this side. Subscribe. Follow me. I'm DJ Paradise. Hopefully that works out. Follow the Freelance Hustle Instagram too, Twitter, all that good stuff. See y'all in the next video.